Battle of the Plains of Abraham in Quebec City has been cancelled. The battle in 1759 saw the British defeat the French and absorb Quebec into the British Empire. The Canada's National Battlefields Commission says there are just too many safety and security issues. John Grant joins us now from Quebec City. John, a lot of protests, including threats of violence surrounding this. I'm gathering that played a pretty big role in this decision today.
Well, according to the president of the Battlefield Commission, André Junot, that was the only reason for canceling a reenactment. He said it was historically justified, but just not in terms of public safety. He said they considered the threats, they consulted their security people, and decided that not only the public who might come and watch this was in danger, but the people who would take part in it as well. And he said they don't have a budget for a big police presence, and besides, he said, he did not want a reenactment with a battle of pepper spray like we saw here 3 years ago. So, Stéphane Tremblay is probably more disappointed than André Junot because he's one of the reenactors. And he says, it's not just the battle that they have to worry about. It's because they try to recreate the life and times of the soldiers of those days. And they have an encampment or encampments where they have women and children. They said there's just no way that they could secure those encampments against any kind of threat, is what he had to say this morning.
It's tarp, tents, it's canvas, easily flammable. And we don't mind like knife slashes and stuff like that, verbal abuse, we got it before, according to certain situations. But the safety risk for women and children in the encampment and the loss of value of our personal equipment, we just can't go ahead with the event in those conditions.
John, some separatist groups had said doing this was very disrespectful. They held a news conference this morning as well. What were they saying about this?
Well, it seems that they may have won the battle, but they haven't won what they consider the war, because they say the protests will continue until the federal government withdraws completely from the Plains of Abraham and turns it over to the province. Not likely to happen. What I think we have here, Todd, is some people who think that the battle 250 years ago was some kind of personal loss. And then there's other people like the reenactors who say that this is just one of the key battles of the 7 Years' War between France and England, and that this is one of the things that stopped people here from being French and began to make them Quebecers.